Yeah, I got this YouTube comment talking about how, oh, you're going to get addicted. And I wanted to reply to this because I hate these types of people. These are the worst. I mean, I don't hate anyone, but I hate this type of attitude. This is the worst type of attitude to have towards plant medicine, in my opinion. By the way, I'm a chronic pain sufferer. I believe I have osteoporosis. I haven't gotten the scans yet, and I'm also missing teeth. Some of my teeth rotted out due to malnourishment growing up. So I have mouth pain, and I also tore my back wrestling a few years back. Like when I was like 18, I think, or 17, 16, so like 5-6 years back. Because someone was wondering, like, what kind of chronic pain do I have? They thought I might have been lying. I'm not lying. I have severe chronic pain, right? And so the creative medicine has been helping me. And then I get comments like this saying like, oh, you'll get addicted. And the problem is you just won't. They've done studies on rats showing that the rats don't even get addicted to the cocaine unless they're isolated. If you give the rats like a nice playground and they're surrounded with other rats they can socialize with, they don't even get addicted. And that's the problem is, if you look up stuff like how to help with alcohol withdrawal, a lot of times people are dehydrated. So it says to hydrate more. A lot of you guys aren't even juicing. A lot of you guys aren't even getting sunlight. And you wonder why your bones ache when you come off a kratom, because you're vitamin D deficient. You're not even getting enough sunlight. You're dehydrated. That's why you have headaches. It's because you're not doing it in moderation and then hitting a workout on a moderate dose. You guys are blasting these drugs all day, sitting in a corner, eating fast food, and then you wonder why you have withdrawals when you come off of them. It's because you abused it. You used it irresponsibly. You weren't taking care of your body. So then, of course, when you come off of these substances, you're going to feel like shit because you spent the last month blasting nothing but this one substance, and you ate nothing but fast food, and you sat in a corner and didn't work out or nothing. But if you're a chronic pain sufferer like myself, you know, back in the day, they used to sell cannabis and morphine cough syrup just over the counter. And you could get it, and you could just drink it, and you could get it over the counter. But nowadays, because everything is illegal and we're so regulated, people can't find anything anymore, so now they're buying fentanyl. And that's even worse. That's like hundreds of times stronger than heroin. If you've never seen a loved one smoke off of fentanyl off of foil, I don't want to hear anything about the war on drugs. You don't know anything about the war on drugs. God put magic mushrooms on earth, but people demonize mushrooms as a drug, but yet people are prescribed antidepressants all the time, which can have serious side effects. People demonize cannabis as a drug, but then they don't realize that cannabis is actually a natural plant and you don't have to smoke it. You can make it into a tincture. You can make it into a tea. I believe everything should be illegal. Not illegal. I think everything should be legal because it's constitutional, America's right for us to put whatever we want in our body, right? I think opium should be legal. I was denied a prescription for pain medicine at the doctor, even though I have severe chronic pain. You used to be able to get cannabis and morphine syrup over the counter. Everyone's body chemistry is different. So it's not a doctor's right to know who's prescribed what. But the thing is, the pharmaceutical industry believes that they have the power to decide who can consume what. But the thing is, when I lived in Ecuador at Fruit Haven, I saw some of these, which was like a fruit community where we grew like a bunch of different fruit. I used to live in Ecuador at a place called Fruit Haven in this beautiful community in tropical paradise. When I was living there, we went over to visit Terra Frutis, and I saw a fruitarian that was missing half his teeth, and half of them were skinny and pale. Maybe because he was eating too much bananas and not enough green juice, or not enough coconut water, or he just wasn't balancing it. So I've seen people eat too much fruit and destroy their health. You can drink too much water and overdose and die. So anything can be consumed in excess, but that doesn't mean that we can deny people basic right to health care, aka the ability to consume mushrooms as an antidepressant, or the ability to consume opium as an antidepressant if they need it. We don't have the right to do that. No one should have that much power. The pharmaceutical industry has too much control. And it's halting the progress of humanity. Because, like, for example, because weed is now legal in New York, you're seeing tinctures pop up everywhere. You're seeing gummies pop up everywhere. Imagine if opium was legal. You'd probably see, like, morphine cough syrup everywhere. And it would be purer. It would be more refined. It would be just better overall. And we don't need it to be illegal for it to be regulated. Kratom is perfectly legal. And look, I'm going to show you guys a picture showing that this product was tested in a lab, this perfectly legal product. So as you guys can see, that product is tested in a lab, and the FDA doesn't even like have regulations over that. So we could have third-party labs that we know we can trust, and then other companies could get it tested through then, and we could regulate our own stuff. We don't need the government to regulate it for us because they're too power hungry. And who cares if someone just wants to get high? That's their right. That's their body. I'd rather someone get high off of clean morphine from the drugstore and cannabis like back in the day than watch my own loved one smoke fentanyl off of foil. Until you've seen your own loved one smoke fentanyl off of foil, I don't want to hear your opinion on the war on drugs, because you don't see how much damage it's actually causing. And no, these people can't just come off of it, because yes, there can be withdrawals sometimes because your body gets used to it. That doesn't mean the substance is bad, okay? If you get used to juicing and you just start eating a bunch of food all at once, you might die. That's why when you do a water fast or a juice fast, if you don't want to go liquidarian or breatharian, but you want to ease back into eating, you have to build up to it because your body gets used to things over time. Does that mean we should make fasting illegal? No. Just because fasting adapts your body to, like, let's say liquids and juices, and if you want to start eating solid foods again, you might have to ease your way back into it. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with opioids. Yeah, if you take a lot and you're used to it, you might have to ease your way off of them because your body got used to them. But the problem is, because they're illegal, if someone's going through withdrawal, they might not be able to find anything. And then they're forced to get fentanyl from their dealer, and then they do that and overdose and die potentially because they couldn't find clean morphine at the drugstore. You see what I'm saying? So it's inhumane to just force someone to go through withdrawal without any sort of like options. That's the problem, is we don't have enough options for people. And that's why everything needs to be legalized, in my opinion, because then anyone on earth could take the poppy plant and make their own medicine, and they could get it tested at a lab and verified, and it would be a free market. So instead of just the pharmaceutical industries having control over the medicine, everyone would have a chance. And then we'd get the best prices that way, because all of the different corporations would be competing to make the best price and the best product. The problem is when you have a monopoly, like with the pharmaceutical industry, the only other option is straight gang banging, like cartels that'll sell you fentanyl, or the pharmaceutical industry, and that's just fucked up. We should have legit reputable businesses that can legally manufacture opioids. That way it's not a monopoly, and more people who are in need can have access to this. And this would actually help get people off of the street life. Because, for example, some people that might have to go to a dealer, they might not want to be involved with the gang. Maybe they're just in chronic pain, but because their doctor refuses to prescribe it to them, now they have to get involved with the gang just to find some painkillers. So there's a lot of people that might be involved in the streets just because they want a certain drug like mushrooms or LSD or opioids, and they might not want to be involved in the street. They might just want the medicine. So if we could just allow people to legally manufacture it, we could get a lot of reduced crime. We could help medicate a lot of people. We could reduce crime a lot, and it could just help with the overall system. You know, I heard that they made cannabis illegal to throw minors in jail, and that's just not right. You know, so yeah, guys, I just wanted to make this video. kind of like a remake because the first one, the audio didn't turn out the best. And the thing is, guys, even if you're perfectly healthy and you're not in chronic pain, the things like kratom can still have benefits like energy and stuff like that. So I'm sick and tired of people blaming it on the medicine. Like, just because someone might not be able to use it responsibly. I'm just sick of it. Like, half of these so-called withdrawals isn't from the medicine itself, it's because you used it irresponsibly. If you were using it at a moderate dose and juicing and working out and getting sunlight, maybe your bones wouldn't ache and you wouldn't have a headache coming off of it as much. But you guys are just blasting it and sitting in a corner and just eating fast food, and then you want to complain about the withdrawals online and ruin it for anyone that's actually benefiting from the medicine. And these medicines can benefit you whether you're in chronic pain or not, like kratom and opioids can help with mood, energy, stamina, etc. How do you think our grandparents, I think I saw this on one of my friends' stories, how do you think our grandparents were walking up snow hills barefoot? It's because they had that morphine and cannabis cough syrup. So legalize everything, make America free again. That's my opinion, that's my perspective. I think I'm gonna end the video right here. What do you guys think? Comment below. Thanks for tuning in. I love you guys, and until next time, I'm out. Love and peace. And guys, of course, these things can have risks. I'm not trying to say these things are risk-free. That's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is that we have a basic human right to health care, and we are being denied health care at the most fundamental level because no doctor has the right to tell you whether you can take something or not. You should be allowed to experiment on your own body, because how far are we going to take this? Thank God weed is legal now, but they used to even make weed illegal in New York. What's going to happen next? Are they going to make fruit illegal? Are they going to make vegetables illegal? Guys, listen. Of course you can eat too many bananas. Of course you can take too much kratom. Of course you can eat too much weed. Of course you can eat too many vegetables. But we can't make vegetables illegal. Why? Because they're important. It's the same thing with opium. It's the same thing with weed. It's the same thing with magic mushrooms. It's the same thing with cactus. God put these plants on earth for a reason, and us making them illegal is halting the evolution of humanity, in my opinion, because who knows who the next person is that might invent the newest medicine. Like morphine was made from opium, right? So imagine if everyone was allowed to try to invent medicine and it wasn't just the pharmaceutical companies. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, guys, I'm not saying these things come without risk. You got to use it responsibly, just like everything in life. But I'm saying, guys, cars come at a risk. You know what I'm saying? Cars come at a risk, and we're still allowed to drive cars. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these plants actually have a lot of health benefit. The cocaine plant, the natives would eat the leaves for energy. The cannabis plant can help heal cancer. The opium plant has its own benefits if used correctly. The kratom plant has its own benefits, you know. San Pedro cactus has its own benefit. Peyote cactus has its own benefit. And so, like, with everything good, it can be used correctly or misused. And the power and responsibility is up to us, in my opinion, not a government to say we just can't have access to it. That's just inhumane, in my opinion, because there's plenty of people suffering with different conditions, such as depression, and they can't get access to mushrooms maybe because they don't know anyone or they don't know how to grow it and they can't find it at the stores. So then they have to go on something like antidepressants instead, which can potentially have a whole host of horrific side effects. And so if everything was legal, I think that's the most constitutional way to do things, because then any company that wanted to could try to make their own product and we'd have a free market. So it wouldn't be a monopoly. Right now, the pharmaceutical industry has a monopoly on a lot of the medication, and that's why nothing good's coming out, because that's not, the spirit of America is not a monopoly. Everyone should be able to compete. Like, let's see who can make the best product from the poppy plant. Let's see who can make the best kratom extract. Let's see who can make the best cannabis tincture. You know what I mean? It shouldn't just be the pharmaceutical industry. Oh, here's your antidepressant. Side effect include potential dick shrinkage, potential nipples falling off, potential blindness, and potential erectile dysfunction for life. But it's safe, don't worry. Like, come on, guys. Like, what kind of stuff is that? You know what I'm saying? No doctor has the right to tell you what you can put in your body and what you cannot. That is our freedom, in my opinion, and we need to take our freedom back as Americans. And constitutionally, we used to drink morphine and cannabis syrup. How do you think our grandparents were walking up hills barefoot? So I'm like a real hippie with this stuff, guys. I believe that God put a lot of these plants here to help expand our consciousness. And when used responsibly, it can greatly enhance your quality of life recreationally and medicinally. Because there's nothing wrong with having a little bit of fun, guys. Life doesn't have to be this miserable, horrible thing where you're always suffering all the time. Yes, it can get like that for some people sometimes. And if you are in that position, you know, I feel you. I've been there. I feel like I'm still kind of there. But maybe I'm not there at the same time. Because no matter what you're going through, you can snap your fingers and decide to appreciate it. Possibly. It depends. I mean, like I said, I suffer severe chronic pain every day a lot of times, and I was denied medicine. And so the doctor didn't want to give me pain pills. He was like, "You mean narcotics?" And like I said, guys, I literally tore my back wrestling. My teeth rotted out because I was malnourished when I was younger, and I'm trying to heal them because I have research. Apparently you can heal teeth. And I think I have osteoporosis in like my whole body, possibly from a lack of nutrition. So I'm in severe chronic pain, and the doctor literally denied me medicine, guys. And so kratom was a good alternative I found on the streets because you can get it legally. And I tried to review it, and then I got that comment from that one guy, and it just makes me so sad, guys, that God put all these beautiful plants here, and some people, all they can see is the negatives because they don't understand the concept of taking personal responsibility. Just like how bananas have benefits and downsides, so does kratom, so does weed, so does mushrooms. If you got diabetes, you can't just blame the banana plant and make it illegal. If you got diabetes, you can't just blame the watermelon plant and make it illegal. You see what I'm saying? Just because you got diabetes doesn't mean dates should be banned. So just because 10% of the population has an addictive personality and gets addicted on opioids doesn't mean the other 90% that suffer from chronic pain that they're trying to heal, whose quality of life could greatly increase. Or even just the people that want to use it recreationally at parties. Or even just the people that rap and make music and use it for inspiration, you know? Different people have different lifestyles, and I just think anyone should be free to do what they want, because that, in my opinion, is the true spirit of America. Of course, as long as it's not hurting anyone else. And let's be honest, it's not. Fast food is allowed in every street corner, and that's literally killing people. But mushrooms can have potential medical benefit. Opium can have potential medical benefit. Weed could have potential medical benefit. So if anything, having 80% fast food on every corner should be illegal. Maybe we could have some fast food here and there, but like, guys, a lot of times you can barely find real food in the grocery store. How come that's accepted? But when you want real medicine, that's illegal. It's ass backwards. It shouldn't be that way. If anything, make the fast food illegal. Now, I'm not saying to do that, because everyone should have free will to choose what to eat. But what I'm saying is, if you really believe the war on drugs is because the government cares about us, it's just not. Because look, there's fast food on every street corner, and that's what's actually killing people. And the grocery store is only like 20% actual food. It's sickening. It's truly sickening. You can live a long, healthy life taking opium. You can live a long, healthy life using cannabis. You can live a long, healthy life taking mushrooms. But can you live a long, healthy life eating nothing but McDonald's? I don't know. Look at the Super Size Me documentary. I'm pretty sure that guy's dead now. Poor him. Rest in peace. And we could probably live forever. In the Bible, it says the wages of sin is death. So if we have the potential to live forever, and we are immortal and naturally in this flesh, because we're made in God's image, then what is causing us to die so quickly? And is that illegal? No, it's perfectly legal. So why is a lot of medicine that people need illegal? I don't believe it's for health. I don't believe it's for safety. I believe it's for control and monopoly. And if anything, it should be illegal to make these drugs illegal, because then that allows the pharmaceutical industry to have a monopoly. And monopolies, that's just fucked up. It should be legal. That way every company can compete to make the cheapest, best morphine syrup. And then I wouldn't have to see someone I love smoking fentanyl off of foil and suffering. We could just go to the store and get them some clean medicine that is tested and not just off of the street, because that's the only option that some of these people have. It's sad. The war on drugs has probably only caused more death from drugs, because then people just go and get cheaper and worse stuff off of the street because it's no longer able to be made by a reputable business. And it's sad what the war on drugs has done to people who are suffering from chronic pain, people who are suffering from mental issues. A lot of these people are born in the hood, are abused by their parents, and they turn to things like mushrooms and cannabis to help heal their brain. And you make these things illegal so you can throw these minorities in jail. It is sick. It is sickening. Legalize everything. Free the people. Free the medicine. That is my opinion. What do you guys think of this message? I love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. And until next one, I'm out. Love and peace.